Okay. Now, have you worked actually, obviously, you worked in gov sector,
Hmm.
financial sector.
Hmm.
Have you done any healthcare stuff? And is there a difference between those different sectors and industries for cloud compliance?
Yeah, one of the couple of companies I used to work for, they did have some HIPAA work and some high trust work. But like you said, it's the same thing. I think for me, and I say this a lot, and this is only my only PBL said HIPAA is a bunch of crap because they don't have any implementation guidelines. Like we got the STIG and the schism. So I'm like, dude, that's why hospitals are getting taken out the box, right? So I
Right.
think they try to do it a little bit with high trust, but now it's the same thing. You got policies and procedures. And if you look at NIST 866, they do the mapping for NIST to HIPAA. So that's what I use when I do HIPAA work. Because since I've been doing this so long, if you look at NIST 866, that's the mapping from NIST to HIPAA and high trust. I usually just use that, and they tell you actually what policies map to their policies. So that's I cheat when I do HIPAA work. I have to do a lot of side work in HIPAA because you get three dudes in the garage on Upworks think they're gonna walk into a hospital and just do an ad. And I was actually talking to a big hospital. Here they go. Yeah, you need to help them because you're just not going to roll up here with no paperwork and think we're going to use your little bitty app. Same thing. You got to have policies and procedures. You got to have an architectural diagram. They want you to do certain level encryptions when you go. It's like you said, if you got a base understanding of one of the big compliances, they all the same. Especially if I do NIST. I'm a NIST bigot because it's the bigger one and more complex. So if you can do NIST, all the other stuff is team. I
That's
got
right.
it up. Shout out to Dr. Oger. I called this CSF the little brother. He didn't like when I called it that. CSF is the little brother of NIST 800. That's for tiny projects. He didn't like that. Shout out to him. So I love this. But two is people tell you, I done got out some big discussion. It's hard, but I told them cybersecurity is supposed to be hard because STIGs make people cry. So I'm about that life, man. So that's me on my soapbox. So
I love what you said about the NIST. If NIST 800, you could pretty much master any other standard regulation or framework because it's huge.
it's
So
huge.
coming from Department of Defense or government, if you're doing NIST, wow, you'll find PCI DSS, you'll find HIPAA, you'll find ISO
PCI.
27001, you'll find all of them fit into the NIST because the NIST is just so robust.
So my argument, I've been really, which I need to stop having debates with people on CMC. This 171's probably got 60% of the checks at this 800. So how are we doing more secure if we're doing less checks? That don't make any sense to me. Oh, CMC, I'm like, how are we doing more secure if it's 60% of the checks? I've been debating, guys, but CMC's the way I need to jump on that back. But the sad thing is it's easier because it's way less checks. So it's because it's 171. So
CMMC.
yeah, it's this
Okay, yeah.
it's this 171 with about 20 extra checks, but it's probably only 60% of the checks of 853. So I'm like, how are we more secure if we're doing less checks? Yeah, so nope. So people are like shrug.
And CMMC has less families that they
That's what
look
I
at,
mean.
really.
Yeah, way less checks.
We got 20 families in NIST 800, but they only have what, 7, 6, I don't know, 5,
Yeah, they got.
something like
I
that.
think they added 2 more in CMC, but when you map the checks, it's way less checks from a STIG and schism. So I'm like, dude, how are we doing less checks of being more secure?